Hi everybody, my name is Holly Jackson. I'm one of the librarians here on campus. I'm really excited to give you guys a virtual tour today. Welcome to Mansfield, first and foremost. We're really excited to have you here. I wish I could give you a personal tour of the library as you're going through with your first year seminar, but because of the restrictions with COVID, I don't want anybody to risk getting sick right now. So I'm going to walk you through the library myself. So North Hall Library is gorgeous. One of my favorite buildings on campus. I'm not biased at all. It was originally a women's dorm back in the day. So we have cool spaces to study, like our porches, which are enclosed, so you don't have to worry about elements. But we've got some cool furniture out there, and I'll show you all that in a minute. So as we're walking in, I'm gonna flip you guys around. And you can see this is the circulation desk. So the circulation desk, right when you walk in the door, is where you can check out all sorts of materials, our books, our videos, anything that you can find in our stacks. And it's also where you'll find things like laptops. You can check out umbrellas. You can get keys to the 4th floor study rooms. There's lots of cool things that you can do here. We've also got this area back in here, and those are our course reserves. Course reserves are really cool because what they are your textbooks, some DVDs, other resources that your professors have put on hold for you to be able to use in the library. You can't actually check them out, but you can borrow them in the library and go and find a spot to study and read through them and take the notes that you need. Over across from the circulation desk, you'll see one of those cool porches that I was talking about, and all of them have such beautiful views of the hills and the town. I will have to go up to the 4th floor so you guys can see some of my favorite views. But you can see we've got all sorts of different furniture in here. Obviously it's really quiet because it's just you and I in here right now. And then back over in this area is our popular reading. This is one of my other favorite spots. We've got some comfy chairs, but we've also got fiction and nonfiction. And these are newer books that have come out that you guys can get to take a look at. We've also got newspapers and magazines. And really cool trick, if you just lift up the little shelves, you can see the stacks of previous issues. So this is our popular reading area. And again, this is just right by the circulation desk and that cool porch, all when you walk in. I should mention that when you come in the front door, that is also where you're going to exit. So you're going to get very familiar with that entrance. So let's keep moving. If we keep going toward the library, you'll notice we've got this big open atrium right in front of us. And the view is really cool. Once we get there in a second, you guys will see exactly what I mean. And this basically goes all the way through the library. So you can see there's our seal. And this looks down on the 1st floor. And then if I tilt you up this way, you can see all the way up through the library, all the way to the different floors. So we have 4 floors that are the library. So 1st floor, you walk in on the 2nd floor, and then these next 2 levels. The 5th and the 6th floors are actually university administration. So you'll find the president's office, the provost, and a lot of other really cool people up there. So on the 2nd floor, while we're here, I will point out on each of the floors above the different entryways, you'll notice that we have labels. And these will tell you A, what floor you're on, but B, which direction wing you're in. This is new to me when I first came here too, but we use directions. So you'll see there's a west wing, an east wing, a north wing, and a south wing. Kind of like if we're in Beauty and the Beast a little bit. But no worries, if you see where you need to go, maybe your book is in the south wing on the 3rd floor or the north 4th floor, then you just follow the signs if you're not sure which direction wing you're in. So in this area here in the fall, you'll notice that we'll have cool displays of books. We're having a really great anti-racism display that's going to go in right here. So by the time you see this and you come in here, you'll be able to check out some really great materials and get some resources on that. And then if we walk through the atrium into the north wing, I'll get you to see that right there. This is reference on the 2nd floor. So this desk right here is where you'll find the librarians, and we are happy to help you. So you'll see we've got nice little screens, protective things to keep you safe, and you'll be able to come visit us here. We've got Mac computers, PC computers, the printers that you guys might need are going to be over there. I will flip you around for just a minute while I log in, and I will show you a couple of things really quickly just on the computer screen while we're here at the computer. So let me flip you back around real quick. Here you can see this is the library's website, and I'm sure that you're probably a little bit familiar at this point with it, but this is where you're going to want to go to find a lot of our resources. And you'll be getting some different training on this through different instruction from the librarians, but we default to the article search. So if you're looking for articles and databases, you'll find them there. The book catalog is that next tab. There's lots of really great resources. We have a chat that you guys can use, and there's just so much good information on here. So if you can't actually reach out to a librarian right now, head to the website, see what information you can find, chat with us, email us, whatever you need to get help. And while I'm in this wing real quick, when you guys actually come into the physical library, it's worth noting that bathrooms are on the first, second, and third floors in the north wing. There is no bathroom on the fourth floor, so you want to be careful about that. If you're up there working, you'll have to go down a level. We do have elevators if you need them. I'm going to take you up the stairs because I'm feeling adventurous today. So as we go up to the third floor, we're going to start entering where we can find physical books. So we come up here and you'll see again that same view of the atrium. We've got some DVDs out in here. These are what we call the educational DVDs. And this space is where you will find our audiobooks, popular DVDs, TV shows, things like that, all sorts of tables. This is where our athletic study tables are. Plenty of seating. Coming back into the west wing, this is where our microfilm was. So if you have a professor that gives you a project that requires microfilm, you would go in here. You can find the microfilm in these neat little containers. We take it up to the fourth floor. We've got viewers for you to see it. There is a virtual reality lab here on the third floor and some really great resources in there. And then in the third floor north wing is where you're going to find our books. We use the Library of Congress call number system. So it might look a little bit different. I'll just kind of zoom in for you. You can see it uses letters and numbers, and each of these is going to have its own unique combination. So when you look it up in the catalog, you'll want to write down the whole thing so that you can find it. So our A's through HMs, or HTs actually, are going to be here on the third floor, and the rest of the collection is on the fourth floor. I will mention as we sneak upstairs, I'm going to keep my voice down even though nobody's really here. The fourth floor is where you want to go if you want quiet study. This is where the whole floor is a designated quiet area. So if you don't like people talking around you, head to the fourth floor. Welcome to the fourth floor. In here, you'll notice that there are a bunch of books, just like on the third floor, and these cover both areas. So I'd mentioned this is a quiet area. No one's here, but normally you would see people studying at these different desks. And the fourth floor definitely has the best views. I mean, just look at this view, y'all. So some of them have computers, some of them have room for your laptops. And we're in the north wing right now. So if you head all the way down on the left, this is where our library classroom is. So we'll just kind of take a quick peek in here. You'll see we've got laptops, some different chairs, a nice board. And what's really cool is that this room, along with most of the other rooms in the library, are able to be reserved. So you and your friends, if you need to have a study space, can actually practice presentations and stuff back in that room. So just a sneak of some of our collection here. And the other side looks very much like this. It's also got a room that you can book in the south wing. So I'm going to take the elevator so we can go down to the first floor and I can show you guys what that looks like. On the first floor, we have an education library and a music library. So if you're in either of those majors, we have a lot of specific resources just for you down there. So at one point, the library was spread out across a couple of smaller spaces through the university, but we brought it back here when North Hall was renovated back in the 90s, and we're all under one unified library now, and it's pretty cool. So also, while I'm waiting for the elevator, back over this way behind those doors in the east wing is where individual study rooms are. So if you need individual study rooms, you can find them up here. You can get the keys at the circulation desk. If you want a group study room, you can go down the first floor where we're going. We've got some separate study rooms down there. And you can get those at that second floor desk that I showed you guys a little bit ago. So the first floor is also where you find my office. So if you ever have any questions and I'm not at the desk, you are always welcome to come and poke your head in and say hello. I will be wearing a mask. It'll be very safe. So, but just give this a minute and we'll just ride the elevator down. There's no music, I'm very sorry. All right, we have arrived. Welcome to the first floor. I'm gonna flip you guys back around. And here we are. So in the atrium area, you'll see that we have a bunch of books on display. These are our young adult and graphic novels. So if you're interested in either of those areas, definitely check them out. Over in here is our education library, and that's in the north wing. So we've got a bunch of different study areas. We've got children's books, we've got textbooks. And then if we peek in over here at the south wing, which is right below where you guys came in, this is the music library. So we've got CDs that kind of go around in these fun cases. We've got music scores. We've got music reference books. We've got these different screening rooms that you can use that have laptops in them. We even have one that's basically like a mini movie theater that has a bunch of unique theater style seating and a screen, which is pretty cool. So this is a great space. And another one of my favorite views, just to kind of walk you guys around, is in the porch area. I always think this is very pretty. You can see Memorial Hall and Alumni Hall right across the way. And it's always just kind of fun to hang out in here. So this is the music library. So that's the library. We're so excited to have you guys here. Probably the best thing I can tell you is that if you need anything at all, ask the librarians. We're really honestly happy to help you guys with any research questions, navigating the library resources, whether it's here in the physical building or online, or even just like how to Google and find what you need. You know, sometimes that works. Sometimes what you really need is in our databases. So ask us questions. We're here to answer them. And welcome to Mansfield. I hope you enjoy the rest of your seminar.